Hey folks, it's Antronus Prime bringing you another FOC review. That's Fall of Cybertron. This time Autobot JAZZ. We'll just say JAZZ for now because the Autobot's just silly in front of it due to copyright laws. But this is Autobot JAZZ. He is part of the first wave of the FOC range, and I like him. Despite all the controversy that comes with these figures, I kind of like the JAZZ figure better to Optimus Prime. No, Optimus Prime is a completely different character, but JAZZ sort of improves on what Optimus Prime sort of strives to be. With all of Optimus's faults, JAZZ becomes a little bit better, but he is not without his faults. So, to get on it, never to say the least, this is JAZZ. We all know JAZZ. He's the funky bebop sort of Autobot within the Autobot ranks. I think he's second in command if I'm right. Generally a really nice figure. He's everything that JAZZ is. This time we get a hint, we get the blue with JAZZ rather than his sort of black heads and black hands. More sort of comic inspired rather than the black, but it's a nice touch. Not quite exactly how he is in the game, but it's a game, they can do what they want with that. Figures that are a bit more limited in sort of the technology and engineering. But apart from that, we do get a really nice overall JAZZ figure. He's not quite the Generations range, but I like him. I don't know, most reviews I've seen really despise this figure, but I'm not trying to, I'm not saying he's not without his downfalls. So going with sort of the quality of plastic, we all know the quality of plastic on these FOC figures are absolute shite, and JAZZ is nonetheless, because of his white plastic is, as you can see with the lights, it's very bright now. Yeah, it's white, it's bright. Some whites you get you can sort of see the definement within the detail, but JAZZ, because it's very fine, it's very thin, it actually enhances the light behind it, so it almost becomes like very, very transparent. If you shine a light through the other side of him, you'll see the light coming through. The same on bits of Optimus as well, but JAZZ, because he's white, it really enhances the lights around it, so it looks brighter than it is. Detail wise on this guy, it's nice. He's got some really nice intricate detail, very nice paneling like segments, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it because of the bright light, and again this is part of the white plastic. He's too white. If it was just dampened down, the detail would be a lot more fine. Apart from the blue, I really like what I really like about JAZZ and a few other Transformers that we've seen on the scene is the lights. I like this sort of behind moulding that sort of peers through the external structure, and I think that's a really nice detail, and brownie points for this figure as well. The blue on it is again cheap, but it suffices, it really does. We do have, again, he's got some nice little blue hands. We get these abysmal low grey wheels. I really hate this colour grey that Hasbro use, and you see it on a lot of lines, but overall, you got to get with it. But the white is too bright, but maybe we'll see a different, like, improved model as time goes by. Paint apps, a lot of the paint apps consist on JAZZ tend to be this really nice, it's a really nice pleasant metallic blue. It really shows what the metally effect can be done with JAZZ, and none is more present on his head sculpt. Look at this head sculpt. Now, if I have to say the creme de la creme of this mold is the head sculpt. The head sculpt is absolutely beautiful. It's different to what we see. Instead of sort of seeing his little ears, we get these little curved ears. That's really nice. Now you see his little black visor, but that is actually light piping, but it's really, really strong. It's really like a thick, vibrant blue, and if you get enough stronger light behind it, you will get the remnants of a little blue shine through it. But this head sculpt is absolutely beautiful. You get the nice blue tint, metally tint that shows that quality. And you get the little integration on his face. I don't know if you can just see it there. You get all like the little mouth struts and paneling that shows that as if he could talk. But this is probably the highlight of this figure. It's absolutely beautiful. Hence you can see the traditional Autobot logo in front. Anything else? Oh, we do get the silver piping behind, which is nice. It just breaks the figure up. On his wheels we do get that nice little sort of red, which is the energon within the game. But again, a nice little detail, and it's actually all in place. There's no smidges, no smudges, but it's a nice little thing. It looks like a Tron disc or something sort of beside on them. We do come out with this little gun, I will say. I'll explain this now. Now I don't really know about this gun because it's just useless now, considering the likes of Fall of Cybertron and War of Cybertron sort of really emphasized on integrated weaponry. Now we've seen this kind of technology already. Beast Wars is the epiphany of it, and I was just surprised that they've had 3 years since the last game, the last figure range, and I thought we may have got some kind of integrated weapons, but we didn't. We just got external accessories, which I'm not complaining about, but it was alright. It's alright. But overall, he's got some really nice issues. It's just a shame about the quality of the figure that really doesn't depict the detail on it, because the detail on these on Jazz is lovely. It really is. So let's try his alt mode. Now Jazz's alt mode is really sexy. I love the car mode in this. I love exactly how it's interpreted as well. Very much like the game. It's shining, it's buzzing. I love it. Apart from the unfortunate quality of the car, it really just derails it totally. Size again is just stupidly small, but it's lovely. It's a lovely car. It's got so much potential if another company, third-party company, takes this mold and just totally whitewashes it all. Here we see a lot of we see the other set of wheels that pop out from under his chest. It's got that Tron effect lighting on it. Nice little engine core, which is painted in this sort of bulk gun metal. You do see a lot more of the paint apps here. You see it on the side panel under the doors. Nice metallic speckly blue. Never so more present, a big slap of it on front, and you can see the detail, see the way it shines through, and look at it. All this kind of detail is present on the robot mode. We just don't see it because of its really bright light, so that the bright whiteness that also the lights project onto it, that molding that shows the headlights underneath. I love it. I love that it just bumps the character up so much more. Again, we have the black sort of engine core with the exhaust ports like this that just lifts the character totally. Now there are some downsides to this, apart from there's absolutely nothing. I mean, this just beams. I love it. Not very good traction because of the soft wheels, and it carries no weight neither. And there's my thing, rubber tires. No, I'm sorry, there's just plastic wheels that are hollow thin. Doesn't work for me. But underneath, look, we have this 6th wheel thing going on. This is part of his legs. I really do wish that they could have integrated this, making it part of the transformation. And I don't know whether it's just lazy design or it's just, it's simple to do so, which it is. It saves money and developers time, but again, it shows you the lack of quality that have gone into these figures. Again, among all the paint apps, we have a disappointment when we get round to the back because it shows his whole arse and his interior. Not a good setting for Jazz. It's not a complete car. You get all this lovely front, a few paneling issues, but that can be overlooked. And then we get round to the back. We have the headlights, and then we have this sort of interior, just where his hands are folded over, his little feet are tucked in. Not really good, but I'm willing to bypass that. Great little car mode. This gun can come off, and I prefer it off actually, and we just see the lovely little blue colour. I love the colours. I love the way the red as well. They've went with the red with the tyres because it separates the colouring, and it's lovely. I love the car mode. Bring out the others, Prowl and stuff like that in the Cybertronian car mode, and it's mine or mine. But let's try a transformation mode out, shall we? Jazz's transformation is actually quite okay. It's quick, it's fun, and it's snappy. There's not too much about it. It's sort of got that, not automorphy thing going on, but it's one of them ones where the paneling, just you sort of fold one side and the whole sort of, it creates sort of the whole top half of the car mode. We do have, and all you have to really do with this figure is snap his arms into place, as well as his legs. The legs do fall around. Now, like I said in the alt mode section, I just wish they'd done something with these wheels on his feet. I wish they could have integrated that into his transformation mode, which is a shame, because he's got this 6-wheel thing going on, which I don't see really it's necessary. But all in all, it's a really nice, quick and very easy to transform. He's just got a little bit of sort of on his arms. There's a paneling bit. I'll just show you here. You have this paneling bit here that if you don't snap it down, and it can be quite tough, if you don't snap it down, you really have a major paneling issue in the car mode, and it can transform just out of that, and it is kind of tight to get off. But that's really the only main issue I have with Jazz's transformation. Now, oh, and this bit, after transforming in, you do get this sort of, if you ever got revealed the shield Perceptor, he has the same issue with his arms, but oh, I am really struggling with this, and I don't know why. He has the same issue with his arms, where he sort of needs these 2 slats. You see these 2 nibs? Now this actually has to go in, which is a pain in the ass sometimes, but it's quickly resolved. Voila! Yeah, so his transformation is actually quite nice, and I actually quite like it. So, where this guy picks up brownie points, and I've got to say, so far the articulation on Optimus Prime was good. Jazz is nonetheless. For the sleek and sexy bot that he is, we do get a whole new array of 90-degree angles, legs and arms. Nice, more or less 180 on all his legs. You do get a little snap back, but we don't have him going forward, so you can't really get him down again on his feet. It just is back, but that is part of his transformation. His hand will rotate, his head will do a full 360 roundhouse. But all in all, I really like this figure. There's not really much more I can say about it. He's actually quite a little handsome little dude, for considering that if I just compare him to his little well, his big brother from the Generations. And you can just see that obviously the size difference and everything. You can see, although Jazz Generations is quite bright again, you can see there's a better quality. There's a slight just less brightness of this white. Just compare the two. Oh, I love this figure. But all in all, I really enjoy Jazz. Pros and cons, I just wish they could have done more to highlight him. His details definitely deserves the work to be brought out a lot more, but his head sculpt is absolutely lovely. Wheels are naff. I want to see integrated weaponry with the Fall of Cybertron range now, because this is what the games have emphasized so much. But all in all, it's a really lovely figure, and I'm hoping to see an improvement on this figure in the near future. But this is Autobot Jazz from the Fall of Cybertron game, and this is the first wave of the Generations toys. I'm Antronus Prime, hope you've enjoyed it. Just comment below if you got any questions, and thank you for watching.